welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland, and in today's video I am going to be showing you how to use how to apply a tumbler or mug wrap to a blank tumbler or mug. So something plain like this can turn into something lovely like this. Obviously I shouldn't have used red because it's hard to see the hearts, but it gives you the idea anyway. So this was plain like that, and now it's a nice Valentine's tumbler. So the lovely Deborah, who comments on a lot of my videos, did ask if I would make a video showing you how to do it. So that's what I'm going to do today. But before that, Deborah also asked if I could show my cosy, comfy Timu dog socks on. So I did take a little clip earlier and I will put that in for you now. So there you are, Deborah. There's my doggy socks on. They are so cosy. They've been washed umpteen times and are still in great condition. Hello. Hello. I'm going to stop now. Yes, you may have heard of the band Talking Heads. That is Talking Dogs. Anyway, let's get on with this. So this is just a plain plastic tumbler. I got this from Timu. You won't have seen that haul yet because I only got it a couple of days ago. And I am going to be using one of the Valentine's wraps that I got from Timu, which you will have seen. I'm not sure which one yet. I might go for the cupcake one, I think. Yeah, I might go for the cupcake one. Now this is just an ordinary plastic tumbler. It's not double walled, it's not a snow globe or anything like that. It's just a normal tumbler. And I am going to give it a quick spray with some alcohol just to clean it, because anything that's like greasy or hairy or whatever can stop the stickers from applying properly. So you want to just give it a nice clean so you've not got any greasy fingerprints on there, or hairs in the case of our house. And I use a lint-free cloth rather than like paper towel or anything to try to avoid the static. Doesn't always work, but we give it a try. And you want to make sure that the alcohol is completely dry before you apply your wrap, because the UV DTF stickers, the adhesive that's used on them, can be broken down by alcohol. So you want to make sure that you do this bit first and give it time to properly dry before you go on to the next stage. So let's now have a look at our wrap. So these are in 3 sections. You have got the back bit here, the white bit, which you can just use like a needle or anything pointy to start taking the white bit off. Get off. So there's the white bit there, the clear bit there, and the actual stickers that you want left on the cup are separate as well. They'll stick to the clear bit until you put it on your tumbler, and then you take the clear bit off. So it's really 3 separate bits. But before we actually properly go ahead and start working on it, what I like to do is a couple of things. First of all, I take as much excess off the sides as I can. That way it's not sticking to itself and there's less chance of pulling the sticker up or pulling anything off the cup as you're trying to take the excess sticky bit off. I don't know if that makes sense, but I know what I mean, and hopefully you do. So I'm just going to take some scissors and gently, you can see the outline of the actual sticker, so you don't want to cut that. But I like to just gently take the excess off at the edges, like that, and like that. Then what we want to do is we want to make sure that our sticker that we're leaving on the cup is nicely stuck to the clear plastic bit. So if you take, I have this, which is like a cradle type thing that you can use when you're doing your wraps. You basically put your cup on it and it stops the cup from rolling about, but not everybody has that, so I'm not going to use that today. But it does come with a little sort of squeegee scraper type thing, and if you don't have one of these, just use an old credit card type thing. Anything at all that's got a nice sort of flat edge that you can scrape, and just give it a good scrape down. We want to make sure that it's all nice and stuck to the clear bit, and then you can turn it over and do the same. Now there's a couple of different methods. One is that you can take all of the backing off and then very carefully apply it to your tumbler, but there's a good chance that it's all going to go squinting completely wrong. And the thing with UV DTFs is it's so sticky that as soon as any of this touches your tumbler or your mug, it's there and you ain't getting it off. So you need to make sure that you know exactly where you're putting it before you start. So what I do is I start to get this bit off. Now what I do tend to do is make sure that it is all properly stuck to the clear bit first, which it's looking like it is at that side, and here I'm just going to fold that back on itself a bit so that it's easier to get started. And then I'll just do the same at this side, because the Temu ones are brilliant, I have to say, but I did get other ones that were more expensive from Amazon, and they were a nightmare because the sticker stuck to the backing rather than the clear bit, so I had all sorts of problems. So let me just carefully check, and when you're pulling the white bit back, don't just lift it up, very gently peel it back at quite a tight angle, so as close to the front bit as you can, and very slowly, so that if any bit is sticking to the backing, you can make sure that you don't pull it off by mistake. So that is fine. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure that I've got it where I want it before I start applying it. So that's why I'm leaving the backing on. Make sure it's the right way up. And it's difficult at this angle, but we want to put it, try to line it up with the sort of top ridge of your cup, and make sure that that it is going to be as straight as possible, and that looks like it is relatively straight. And then we are ready to place. So this little bit here, if you make sure that's folded in, make sure it's still where we want it, and then just very gently, there we go, stick that to the tumbler. So that's us started it now. What we want to do is take our little bit here, I think this is called the hinge method, I'm not sure. We want to take a little bit off at a time, and then gently roll. I mean, there's different ways of doing it. This is the way that I've found easiest. Gently roll our tumbler to make sure that it's going on. And then you can take your little squeegee bit again and make sure that it's on like that. And then you can just carry on, pull a little bit away and squeegee, like that. So that bit there wasn't stuck to the clear bit properly, it was wanting to come away. So let's go this way again. This is why you need to do it very, very carefully. So in theory, I don't know if the camera's picking this up properly, but this bit here is lifting. Right. Trying to get it to stick to the clear bit. This is what happened with the Amazon ones. I've never had this issue with the Timu ones before. There we go, that's better. So that's why you want to do it very slowly, because if you miss that, you can't go back and do it again. So there we go. And if you squeegee it as you go, it tends to help it stay straight and for the stickers to go on flat, because I have got a bit of a wrinkle in this one now. So see what I mean? It seems, the theory of it, I'm going to cut this bit off so I can see what I'm doing. The theory of it is simple enough. The practical aspect, not always quite so simple. So I'm going to see if I can very gently take this bit. No, it's not going to happen. What I might do here, now usually the very last part is taking the clear bit off, but because I've got a wrinkle there, I'm going to start doing it just now, I think. So basically when I'm in the clear bit, I'm making sure that the sticker is staying where we want it. Because basically, if you can see there where the glue is, these stickers are actually separate. They're not all one big sticker, which is what makes UV DTF so good, because you're not seeing the outline of a huge sticker. Right, I'm now going to cut this bit off. Obviously small UV DTF stickers are a lot easier if you're just doing the one at a time. I have got a little wrinkle in there, but what I want to do just now is that bit there stuck down, so I want to try now. I'm taking this bit off. Right, I have managed to get that free, and then I can apply it flat. Oh, I didn't know if that was going to work or not. I've never tried that before. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bit off. Oh, smaller scissors, Fiona. This is called improvising. Right. Now you can see this bit here is now, oh, not great. So I'm going to have to continue with this bit, I think, to try to get before it gets smooshed down. There we go. I think at this point I'm just going to take the backing off, which I wouldn't normally do, but because it's been such a disaster, it might be easier. That's going to have a bit of a wrinkle, but it's not too bad. There we go. Cut this bit off since it's already off anyway. I am making this look a lot harder than it normally is, but in a way it's good that you've seen issues, because it shows you that there are ways around it, and it gives you a good indication as to why you need to do it very, very slowly. Right, so normally we would have got to this stage and the clear front bit would be all over it. Obviously it isn't now. So you would basically start at this end and gently take the top off. I have got a couple of little bits there, but that's fine. We can sort that. So I'm just going to go from where I cut it off. Lift this. And again, you need to be very gentle when you're peeling this bit off to make sure that it doesn't lift any of the sticker, because if it does, it will rip it. And then we're just very slowly lifting it off like that. And as I did earlier, if it's easier, you can cut this bit off as you go. Hooray! Right, so we now have our, what was a very plain tumbler, is now a lovely Valentine cupcake tumbler, which I think is very pretty. So what you then want to do is go over it all again with your squeegee, make sure that it's all stuck down where you want it. I have got a couple of wrinkles there. Now, if that happens, don't try to lift your sticker to get the air bubbles out, because it will just rip. Sometimes you can get them out, but it's not looking like it. But it's fine, it's not a massive deal. No, it's going to rip if I keep doing that, so I don't want to. I made it dirty now. It's a good job this one's just for me. Yep, so just squeegee it down, make sure that all the edges are down. There's another little bit there. What you can sometimes do is take something very sharp and just pop it. And try to flatten it down that way. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. That looks a wee bit better. Now, I usually do it a lot better than that, I think, because A, I was on camera, and B, for some reason it wasn't wanting to stick to the clear bit, even though I had already checked it. That's a bit better, apart from the fact I've got it a bit dirty there. And UV DTFs are waterproof, but your tumbler will not be dishwasher safe. So you can give the inside a clean with soapy water, and the outside you can give a clean as well, but do not soak it. Don't let it sit in water for hours, because the stickers will eventually come off. And in the dishwasher, it's too abrasive for it. It takes the colour off and then eventually takes the sticker off as well. So that is that. What I'm going to do now, I want to give it a quick clean, because there are some little smudges, and I'm not going to use alcohol because, as I said, it can break down the adhesive. This is just water that's in here. So I'm just going to give it a quick squish with water. Take my lint-free cloth again and just give it a good old clean. If you have got any excess sticky bits like that, you can use a tiny bit of alcohol to get them off. But to be honest, you need to really stare at it to see them, so I don't generally bother. Now, we have a gorgeous tumbler that was just plain. You can decorate the lid as well if you want. When I'm doing snow globe tumblers, I always decorate the lid. I don't know whether I will on these or not. but I think it looks really good. If something happens and you actually rip the sticker and it's completely wasted, there is a way to take the sticker off so that you've got a plain tumbler again. I've never done it, but I've seen quite a few people doing it. You basically cover it in alcohol, rubbing alcohol, or spray isopropyl alcohol, and then wrap it in like kitchen roll or with some cling film or something over it. Basically let it soak in alcohol for a good 24 hours, I think, and then when you take the alcohol wrap bit off, you can actually scrape it off and get back to the beginning. So that's it. Easy as that. It's normally a lot easier, I have to say. I think the fact that I was doing it on camera and for some reason it didn't stick, which is just to make a liar out of me, really, isn't it? Because I said, you know, the Temu ones are brilliant. I've never had that happen. Yeah, well, now I have. But to be honest, these are Mickey Mouse ones, so they've probably got them in from somewhere, and that could be the reason why. But anyway, there we go. I'm going to stop havering now. I hope this has helped you, Deborah. Don't let the struggles I have put you off. Use it to help you if you have the same struggles. I'm not saying that you will, because all of the snow globe tumblers that I did, apart from the ones with the Amazon wraps, were perfectly fine. For some reason, the one that I choose to do on camera isn't. So there we go. We have got 2 Valentine's tumblers now. And these do come with straws as well. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this and found it useful. If so, please do hit the thumbs up button. Talk to me in the comments below. If you've got any hints and tips, let me know, because I'm still new to doing this as well. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe, and I will see you in our next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.